digital divides in computer science, ICT, and students' academic performance. The case of some selected secondary schools in Douala 3 subdivision. I'll be giving you a synopsis of the work. As you can see here, the word digital divide refers to that discrepancy that exists between those who have access, knowledge, and skill in the ICT world and those who do not, popularly known as digital have and the have not. Here, I'm going to give you the background of the study, which is stratified into 4. Historical background here. The term digital divide was first used in the year 2000 by the National Association of Telecommunication Administration in the United States of America to mean the gap that exists between those who have this access to usage and of ICT tool and those who do not. Now, the Commonwealth as well borrowed this idea and thought it wise to say that it is absolutely necessary for everybody to involve themselves into the use of digital tools and appliances. Theoretically, the casual model theory resource appropriation of P.G. Van Dyke was used, as well as the diffusion of innovation theory by Everett Rogers. Conceptually, the concept of knowledge, access, and skill were as well reviewed. By context, this work is delimited to Douala 3 subdivision, where works of Ngunu 2000 as well as Bri 2019 equally made relevant contributions to this study. What actually prompted the researcher to carry out this work were a lot of problems that he observed as far as the performance in computer science and ICT is concerned. The researcher actually realized that 3 schools were earmarked, that is Collège Vilaine Labongue in Douala 3 subdivision, Sacred Heart College, and Lycée Brazzaville. The researcher realized that when it comes to pre-mock and regional mock examinations, computer science and ICT were always among those subjects that recorded poor performance. So the researcher became much more curious and tried to find out the reasons for this failure, when he realized that when it comes to sharing of workload to teachers of the computer science and ICT, there are specific topics that teachers run away from, like programming, database, and software management systems. So the researcher actually looked at it and said teachers as well, with the MINISEC song of digitalization, teachers were even not aware of MINISEC online learning platform. Some of them did not even know that there exist other platforms like Google Classrooms and Hot Potato that could be used by the teacher for evaluation. So the researcher looked at it and went further to the students, where he realized that the failure of the students were much more of the psychomotor domain, things that have to do with skill acquisition. The researcher realized that when it comes to database, programming, and software management systems, the students were as well very blank. This is because the teachers do not take time to actually inculcate and impart onto the students what they need, so as to become problem solvers and societal problem solvers tomorrow. So, bothered by that, the researcher decided to investigate on the topic digital divides and students' academic performance, the case of some selected secondary schools in Douala 3 subdivision. To do this, the researcher formulated 3 research objectives to guide the study. To investigate the extent to which knowledge, access, and skill digital divides impact students' academic performance. The research objectives was as well transformed to research question as follows. To what extent do knowledge, access, and skill digital divide impact students' academic performance? When it comes to the hypothesis, the researcher adopted the two-tailed test null hypothesis, which states that knowledge, access, and skill digital divide have no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. In relation to theoretical framework, he used the Rogers diffusion innovation theory and the casual model of resource appropriation theory. Conceptually, literature were reviewed under the concept of knowledge digital divide, access digital divide, and skill digital divide, where works of authors were actually reviewed in an in-depth citation acknowledged through referencing using the APA most recent 7th edition. As you can see from here, the conceptual diagram that illustrates the relationship that exists between the predictors and the outcome variable. From there you have digital divides as the main independent variable of the study. From digital divide you have knowledge digital divide, access digital divide, and skill digital divides. The dependent variable, students' academic performance, as well as the extraneous variables like gender digital divide, disability divides. The arrow shows the relationship that exists between the predictor and the outcome variable. Empirically, the work of Alam Imran, titled Digital Divide in Hong Kong, as well as Gunu, Digital Divide in Douala, Cameroon, Fuzzy, and many others constituted the empirical framework. For the methodology, the researcher used the descriptive cross-sectional survey research design. The Slovene's estimation technique was as well used to determine the sample size. The Slovene estimation technique is a statistical package that determines the number of students that have to be extracted from a particular population. This standard is fixed and could be gotten everywhere in Google Classroom. As you can see from here, you have the area of the study as well as the target population, accessible population, and the sample size. For Lycée Brazzaville, Sacred Heart, and Collège Bilingue La Bonté, the total population of 25, 51, and 71, that gave a total of 147. The target population as well as the accessible population. After using the Slovene's estimation technique at a 0.05 level of significance, the researcher determined 10 for Lycée Brazzaville, 16 for Sacred Heart, and 17 for Collège Bilingue La Bonté. This gave a total sample of 43. Now, to actually carry out these tests, three main methods were envisaged for analysis. That is, descriptive statistics via percentage score, the Spearman correlation, as well as multiple linear regression. But before running out all these tests, the researcher thought it was to do a pre-test to see if the data were best suited for a parametric test, where he did a test on normality, heteroscedasticity, and multicollinearity. For the normality test, for you to run any test in regression, the data must be normally distributed. From this diagram, you can see that the diagonal pattern with the dotted line shows that the data to be used for regression are normally distributed. Had it been they were not normally distributed, they would have been haphazardly tortured everywhere. So looking at this, it shows that the data to be used for this are normally distributed.